Tonight we're looking at a radio which is fairly rare in Australia. I think it was mostly released in the Asian market and the European market. It is, as you see, the Aiwa WR-D1000. Now, Aiwa brought out, I think, 3 in this series of radios. There was the WR-D500 and the WR-D700. But this is, I think, their latest offering, the WR-D1000. Now, you can look, looking at the styling of the radio. It's quite a pleasant radio. And when I was having a closer look at this, you wouldn't believe it. It is the exact sort of copy of the Sangean ATS-808. So I suspect the Aiwa has come out of the Sangean factory. It's got exactly the same sort of controls. The only difference is the Aiwa actually, believe it or not, has a dial light. And that was one of the major criticisms of the Sangean 808 if you look online. But, oops, I'm sticking my finger in front of the lens here. Now, you can see the styling is quite interesting. It's the LCD displays probably not quite as big as the Sangean, but it's got mostly the same layout. However, the lettering in the display is not as easy to read as on the Sangean. You've got your standard Sangean layout where you actually hit the frequency button first, then you enter the frequency that you want to listen to, and then you press the enter button there. Over here you've got FM, long wave, medium wave and short wave buttons. You've got slewing controls here, standby. You can slip up quickly through the meter bands on short wave. If we turn the radio around this way, you can see the volume control, tuning control, tone, and there's various other controls here. You might be able to see on the front, one's your tuning step or tuning rate. There's a lock, which locks the tuning, and you've also got radio and buzzer for the alarm. On the back of the radio, you've got the layout of your main shortwave bands. You've got battery compartment there for your processor in the radio, and then you've got your battery compartment over here for your main power for the radio. On this side, you've got local distance switch, wide narrow filtering. You've got external aerial and headphone socket and external power. Not a bad sort of radio, actually. I'll just see if I can get in. Oops, knock the phone there. Try and get in a little bit closer to the screen. Now, if we just quickly move over onto the Sangean, I'm just trying the Sangean, turn the Sangean on, and you can see that the display is a lot easier to read, and it's got exactly the same layout as I said. Anyway, the Sangean, as I said, is a fairly hard to come by radio. I beg your pardon, the Aiwa is a hard to come by radio here in Australia, and it was worthwhile getting. So I hope you liked tonight's presentation of the Aiwa WR-D1000. Thanks very much. Cheers.